Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahabushai, Bahasham, Barakaha Kodash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. And of course, the book of Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai are the scriptures, which you know is the Old and New Testament, as well as the Apocrypha, which is a part of the Old Testament. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and its spirit it hath gathered them. Point blank period. No one of these shall fail. All the prophecies that were stated to take place in the scriptures will take place, and nothing will happen to stop biblical prophecy from coming to its fulfillment. And as it also says, none shall want her mate. There is no book, document, philosophical idea, scientific treatise, or anything like that that can equal the scriptures of Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai. Literally, it predicts things that will take place in the future, and the main prophecy we're waiting for right now is the mandatory implementation of the Charagma in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 18, the MARKOFTHEBEAST, which is the RFID/NFC MICROCHIPIMPLANT. And now I'm going to go into a little bit of an article from standard.co.uk to show that none of these prophecies are failing and they're happening right on time. And the title of the article reads, Lawyers could have CHIPs implanted in their brain in bid to cut legal costs. Point blank period. The Charagma is right around the corner. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, that he being the elite rulers of the planet right now, who are of the nation of Esau, Edom, or these so-called white people, your Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingians, Massimos, you name it, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a Charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Lawyers could have CHIPs implanted in their brain in bid to cut legal costs in their foreheads. Neurotechnical advances could lead to clients being billed for units of attention monitored by computers connected to lawyers' brains. And of course, you've got companies like Elon Musk's Neuralink, as well as another company called Synchron, which are working with brain implants. Synchron actually just recently did one of their first human trials for a brain implant. Lawyers of the future could bill their clients by units of attention monitored by computers directly connected to their brains, a report from the Law Society suggests. Supporters of neurotechnology for lawyers have argued that corporate clients will press for Charagmas as an efficiency measure, as it would cut legal costs as well as reduce the number of solicitors needed to work on complex cases. Hey, this devil giving out a myriad of examples of the benefits of CHIP implants, but not telling the real reason behind it, to turn everybody into a perpetual slave to their NW0, their GREATRESET, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, where all your movements, your biometrics, what you buy and sell, your job, everything will be monitored and marked. And if you go against the system, they can simply turn off your Charagma and you won't be able to do anything in society without it. Back in Revelation chapter 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, or get a job, travel abroad, do anything, save he that had the Charagma, or the name of the BEAST, or the number of his name. And with each passing day, we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the charagma, to where those that don't want to get it, besides being cut off from society, will be faced with being put to death as well. Verse 15, and he, again, that he being the elites, had power to give life unto the image of the BEAST. And the image of the BEAST is the financial, political, and military aspects of this BEAST system we're currently living in. The last leg of the fourth BEAST in Daniel chapter 2. Those iron toes mixed with miry clay. The reincarnated Roman Empire. The NATO-EU alliance that the U.S. is a part of. And this charagma is a major aspect of the BEAST. That the image of the BEAST should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the BEAST should be killed. As it says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, this devil is about to come down in great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. As we get closer and closer to the end, expect these prophecies to speed up rapidly and things to get more draconian out here and more deadly. I did a video a couple of weeks ago showing that the days are literally getting shorter, as it says in Matthew chapter 24, and except those days should be shortened, no flesh would be saved, but for the elect's sake those days are shortened. This devil is about to pull out all the stops to bring about his NW0, and there's going to be a lot of death and destruction and misery in between here and the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. Supporters of the neurotechnology for lawyers have argued that corporate clients will press for charagmas as an efficiency measure, as it would cut legal costs as well as reduce the number of solicitors needed to work on complex cases. The report, published last week, forecasted that forehead implants could become the iPhone of the future in the legal profession. And what do you have on your iPhone? All of your important information. You can have your banking information on there, notes, passwords, numbers you need to remember, business dealings you do, etc., etc. And when you go into the Strongs for that word charagma and go into the root word for that, which is charax, and then you go into the root word for charax, it's grapho. And when you read the outline of the biblical outline of usage, it literally says that it deals with storing information not to be forgotten, which your charagma is going to have your biometrics and everything about you on it. You're going to be tracked and monitored like cattle, like goyim, which is what these elites look at the majority of people as. That's it with this article. Hey, just another example showing that we're getting closer and closer to the mandatory implementation of the charagma. And then recently, which a lot of brothers have been doing videos on, you have something that was signed on March 9th of this year titled Executive Order 14067, which deals with the implementations of a United States CBDC, central bank digital currency. Executive Order 14067, officially titled Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets, was signed on March 9th, 2022. And Apostle Tahar has deemed 2022 to be the year of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai turning things up, which we can clearly see things have been turning up exponentially. And as the 83rd executive order signed by U.S. President Joe Biden, the telos of the order is to develop digital assets in a responsible manner. The executive order addresses the potential national security implications of cryptocurrencies. Provisions. The executive order aims to develop a digital assets policy plan and organize federal regulators' efforts in this area. The order outlines 5 main goals, which includes protection of consumers and investors, monetary stability, decreasing financial and national security risks, economic competitiveness, and responsible innovation. It also asks for more work to be done into developing a United States CBDC, a digital dollar, which best believe they already have in place. They just haven't implemented it yet. They need a particular event, some type of black swan event, to be able to fully roll this out and get people on board with it. And these central banks all across the world are either implementing or have implemented CBDCs. And these CBDCs are going to be nothing more than they're going to be what you're going to use as payment in society, and the middleman between you and these central banks and using these CBDCs is going to be that charagma. We are going to a digital, cashless society, and nothing will happen to stop that from taking place, because it's all a part of biblical prophecy back in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. And none of these shall fail. And I'm going to read a little bit of this article from Venture Capitalist mag.com, with people speculating what Executive Order 14067 is going to truly lead to, which, according to biblical prophecy, we know that the ultimate goal is the rollout of that charagma. Ultimate Doom, December 13th, 2022, now called C-Day, Biden Bucks, Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC, Executive Order 14067. Buried in the new government spending bill is Executive Order 14067, called Bitcoin's evil cousin. James Rickards and Robert Kiyosaki called this evil move to eliminate our U.S. currency and replace it with Biden Bucks the most treasonous act in U.S. history. He also exposed the supposed singular event called C-Day, which according to them will take place on December 13th, 2022, and will disrupt the traditional financial systems in the U.S. And Abaratazah, that's the case. But regardless, whether it's as extensive on December 13th that these people are speculating or not, just know that this is just another stepping stone leading towards the mandatory implementation of the charagma. Please understand the possible implications of this ultimate challenge to our free society. Any cash you now have saved outside of the banking system is invalid and will no longer be of any value when this process is complete. And ultimately, all physical currency is going to become obsolete, because these elites are working towards crashing these global economies and these fiat currencies, and their solution, their order out of the chaos, is going to be implementing CBDCs, with that charagma being the implementation to be able to use CBDCs in this cashless digital society they want to bring about. Their GREATRESET. And digital currency you have in the bank may be turned off by government thugs for not obeying the correct party lines. Hey, you don't want to go along with the system or with our dictates? Then you won't be able to buy or sell, get a job, travel abroad, or do anything since we've turned your charagma off. Those selling precious metals for money will receive Biden Bucks rather than cash. No Biden Bucks, no food, rent, mortgage, cars, clothes, etc. Everything will be denied. What else have I forgotten that is going to be destroyed by the digital endgame? And they combined this bill with the 87,000 new armed IRS agents. What could possibly go wrong? When Biden Bucks are rolled out, many experts, myself included, believe they will begin an era of total control and surveillance, Rickards states. And that's just for these CBDCs as a whole. This is not hyperbole. This will dramatically expand the power and influence of the federal government, essentially acting as a new type of spyware. With Biden Bucks, the government will be able to force you to comply with its agenda, because if you don't, they could turn off your money. This won't be like freezing a bank account. It will be so much easier. And just recently, Biden signed an order in place that would push for the U.S. to become a leading manufacturer in an MICROCHIPIM. Just in a leading manufacturer in micro CHIPs. So as we can see, between the CBDCs and everything else taking place, we're getting closer and closer to the rollout and eventual mandatory implementation of the Charagma. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to read verses 1 to 3. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Most High, chiefly through GMS or Great Millstone, as well as the brothers coming in the spirit of GMS, are standing upon their watch, going out onto the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as putting up video epistles on the internet, writing down the vision and making it plain upon the tables, as it says in verse 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. The hopeful elect that come across the men of the Lord preaching on the highways and byways, or see video epistles online, hey, they see what's coming to pass, because Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai has opened it up in their spirits, and they're doing everything they can to come back to their power and be in the good graces of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, so they can hope to be saved from these calamities of Jacob's trouble, that hour of temptation, to have the spirit to not get weak and take the Charagma. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. No one of these shall fail. And as we can clearly see, hey, it seemed like this prophecy has been taking some time to come to pass, but with each passing day, it's getting closer and closer to its fulfillment, which when this takes place, hey, that's game over. Shortly thereafter, World War III is truly going to kick off with the battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Nuclear missiles are going to be shot to the ends of the earth, and Yahushai HaMashiach, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ, is going to make his second coming to save the elect of the nation of Israel, and then the kingdom of heaven will be established for eternity. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We're almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.